Hey, sports fans! Coach Nick here, and welcome to the B-Ball Breakdown live show, coming at you as always on a Monday in the morning on the West Coast, or in the afternoon in the East, and as always, joined by Andrew Combo Sal to discuss the latest and the greatest in the NBA. Combo, good to see you.
Good to see you, man. I actually saw you in New York City, man. It was good bumping into you, even though it was only for 2 minutes.
Yeah, who knew we were going to bump into each other in the lobby of that building? I think we kind of maybe knew, but certainly
Yeah, we knew.
was
Yeah,
a nice surprise.
yeah. No, it was great seeing you, Coach Nick, and I'm glad you made it home safely.
Yeah, I'm glad I did too. And you know what's funny? I was in House of Highlights doing a fan versus hater episode, and it goes 90 minutes straight. There's no breaks, there's no nothing. And I had to defend James Harden, who conks out in the playoffs. That was a big thing for everybody. And I kind of felt like James Harden the last 20 minutes. I know what he felt like. I was exhausted. It was like a beatdown, and I definitely held my own, and I made some really good points, I thought. But by the end of that thing with 10-on-1, it wasn't easy.
It's tough, Coach Nick. It's tough, Coach Nick. But House of Highlights is always fun. Always fun. Shouts to the people over there. It's a great time.
For sure. So stay tuned. That'll hopefully come up soon. I'm sure they'll drop it any day now. So I'm just kind of curious. Are we on Twitter? It looks like we are on Twitter, but I don't know. Are we on YouTube? Can you all see us? I think so. Always curious. Make sure this is all working fine. It looks like maybe people are there, but let's talk about this. Let's talk about Cade Cunningham. I don't know if we're going to argue as much today.
Because you realize he's top 10 now. Finally, Coach Nick. Finally.
In the at the rim category on synergy, still not good, unfortunately. But I think
how did he look? How did he look in the clutch at the rim, Coach Nick? On that dunk on Drummond in the clutch. That was pretty.
He missed a dunk earlier, and he missed a lefty. Like, he took a lefty jump hook, and then he actually, like, you could see him be like, "Why did I do that?" It was like a 8-foot lefty jump hook under pressure. Like, that was just dumb.
Second best player in the East, though, right?
Yeah, definitely. But he likes his left hand, and I like guys who like their left hand, so that's good. But he missed another lefty drive too later. That was at the rim. So in the game against the Wizards, not the Wizards. I just watched them play.
Sixers.
He kind of struggled a little bit. It was a little frustrating. But here's what I did. I'm like, okay, let me pull apart some more of these stats to see if we can't find a better thing. And he's actually close. He's in the average in terms of percentile and for field goal percentage on drives. Because it's like, that's what I'm probably talking about most, right? I'm talking about because he's getting the rim most of the time off of a drive. The other stuff, there's another bunch of shots that are at the rim that are not like off of drives and whatever. And so that's better. Like, that's at least getting him in the conversation where we can now start to discuss, like, what are the accolades he's going to get at the end of the season, that kind of thing. If he's finishing the drives better. And it is better than it was last year, by about like 10 percentile points. So that's good. So there's improvement there. The jump hook has always been good. So if he can probably go to the jump hook more, I'd probably be happier.
Yeah, he's driving winning, and I think that's the biggest thing for me. They are number one in the East right now, and I would say he's the second best player in the East. Giannis is still the best player, man. Giannis is special, man. He just keeps getting better. Unfortunately, they haven't built around him in a great way, and we talked a little bit about that before the recording. But yeah, like, to me, those are the two best players in the East, and it's going to be interesting to see how this season shakes out.
I think we'll get to Giannis and the Bucks in a little bit, but let me just see here. I'm just kind of curious, maybe make sure the Twitter thing's working, but it's not working. Okay, good to know. Son of a gun.
Oh, so we're not on Twitter now.
It says the video is not available, and I don't know why, because I hit publish and everything, and it's going, but it's black. Now the question is it working on YouTube? Anybody want to confirm that? What if I do this? Just out of curiosity. Anyway, but let's talk about Cade. So here's the thing. On YouTube. So don't forget, if you want to ask a question, you want us to answer that, the best way to do that is over on the YouTube side with the super chat, and we will put it up on the screen and give you some love, and it'll keep the show going. And you can also alternatively follow us over on the playback channel and do it that way as well, which should be fine. So anyhow, let's talk about the schedule, because you said that they're number one in the East, which is something to commend them on after 10 games. Let's go through the games they played. How about the wins? Okay, so right now, what are they? They are 8-2. They beat the Rockets in Houston, the second game of the season. That's a good one, right? Good notch in their belt.
Yeah,
okay,
definitely.
They beat the Celtics at home. They beat the Magic. Magic are struggling, right? It's just kind of surprisingly struggling, right? Banchero can't hit the side of a barn. They beat the Mavericks at home. Not so great. They beat the Grizzlies.
I mean, it's great. It's great that they're winning, no matter who they're playing against. You could only
taking care of the games that they need to be taken care of.
You could only eat what's in. You could only eat what's in front of you, Coach Nick. You could only eat what's in front of you. But go ahead, proceed.
And they beat the Jazz at home. They beat the Nets on the road, and they beat the Sixers on the road, which is a decent win there. They've got a couple decent wins, but I'm worried, and I'm not that I'm worried, but like I don't think it's sustainable to be number one in the East after 30 games. Like I don't think so. Do you?
They're number one in the East.
I know,
he's Cade, Cade Cunningham's in the MVP conversation. It's still very early.
Yeah,
but he's in that conversation, and I would say he lost the second and third option of this team in the playoffs. Yeah. We're talking about Beasley and we're talking about Tim Hardaway Jr. So this guy drives winning, and I have seen improvement this year when it comes to the explosiveness and the athleticism. Cade Cunningham is definitely in that MVP conversation. Strength of schedule does matter, but as I said, you could only eat what's in front of you. So
I'm just doing what they're prognosticating.
They're exceeding expectations. They're exceeding most people's expectations, and I think he's solidified easily as a top 10 player in the NBA.
Right. Now, don't forget, they added Duncan Robinson, who was a nice piece, who, kind of replicates, I guess, what Tim Hardaway Jr. did, but better in terms of shooting and probably a little bit more consistent.
Career-wise, yes. Like, I do agree with you. I don't know if he's exactly providing that for them this season, but on paper, he's definitely a great fit.
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway, by the way, Tim Hardaway Jr. has been great this season. With his new squad, Denver Nuggets.
The Nuggets are another subject I got to deal with on a video sooner than later. I got to figure that out too. I'm talking about maybe doing a video on Cade. I'm worried that maybe it won't get a ton of views, but maybe. I'm also thinking about maybe the Rockets, but maybe it's Denver. Is Denver the next video?
Denver's nice, but the Rockets are really interesting right now.
They are. They are. It's and then we'll get to Reed Shepherd too in a minute because I want to study that. But okay, let's talk about Cade. You're in the MVP discussion. He's averaging 25.6 points a game, 9.8 assists a game, and let's see here, 4.7 rebounds. And then and he's handling the ball fine. He's not like the crazy passer. He's not Luka. He's not Jokic in the passing situation, but he does throw a nice bounce pass on the break. I got to tell you, he's got that down pretty well. Have you noticed?
No, he does have that. And then Duren is a nice fit with him. Like Duren's getting better. He's still really young. He's that guy that fits really well as a big next to Cade Cunningham. So I like his development as a player.
All right, I'm going to have to go do a deeper dive and study because he used to drive me nuts last year with his, the way he missed shots and, he couldn't finish on the rim.
He's also like an underrated hub. Like he can make the right pass. I like him. Tough.
Yeah. How old is he now? How old is Duren? Duren is
early 20s. I mean, 21, 22, I would say.
All right, I got to get that. He's so like just a specimen. You kind of think he's older. Yes, right. That's an interesting.
And he was like that in college. He was like that in college.
Yeah, some guys are just like that, I guess, right?
Yeah.
You know who was like that is Randall. I saw Randall play as a sophomore in high school, and he looks the same.
Julius.
Yeah.
He's a good player, man. Who's better? Who's better, him or Cat?
Who's better, Julius Randle or Cat? Gosh, that's an interesting question. I mean, they're so different. Who's like more impactful, I suppose? I don't know. I might have to choose Randall if I'm going that way, especially.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I think Cat is more talented. I don't know if he's better than Randall, though.
Right. Yeah. Randall's got much more force and power.
Mm-hmm.
Cat's got length and can shoot it better. Right. Who handles the ball better? It's interesting.
Oh, Randall, definitely.
I don't know. I think Cat handles the ball pretty well, though.
Well, he handles it well. I just think Randall is more of a point forward type player, and Cat's more of like the stretch five mold.
Yeah, that is true. And I mean, when they let him play stretch five, if he's not playing stretch five, he's not as effective. And we've known that his whole career. And they're, playing him alongside. I got to check those two-man lineups to see how much the Robinson pairing is going on right now recently. But that's an interesting issue. But let's get back to Cade. Let's see if we can put a pin in the Pistons. Jaden Ivey is going to be reevaluated sooner than later and come back. He's another guy that would really help them, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely athletic, great in transition. He's going to break the game wide open for them. I think he's going to be really helpful. Unfortunately, they didn't have him in the playoffs last year. Who knows how far they would have went with him playing. So it's going to be good to get him back.
Yeah, that's true. Now, and Cleveland is lurking now. They've won 4 in a row. They're 7-3. They've kind of getting to where we thought. At least I thought they were going to be in the in the season with the top of the conference and take a real take advantage of the Celtics and the Pacers being injury ridden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they got to be careful about them. Now they when do they play? That's an interesting question. When do the Pistons play?
By the way, the Knicks are trending. The Knicks are trending upwards too, even though they played the Nets this weekend. But
yeah, I mean, so they got hammered at home by the Cavaliers on October 27th. They play them next January 4th. So they got a while before we get a chance to see another showdown like that. But that's going to be a good one. And we'll see some other of those good teams. But they need to prove it over the next 10 games. Now, the next 10 games, let's look what they have here. They're going to play the Wizards tonight, so that won't help us. The Bulls will be interesting. They play the Sixers again, Pacers, Hawks, Bucks, Pacers, Celtics, Orlando. So they got a nice, they play Miami on the 29th. So they have a nice opening to their season. And they play the Hawks and the Bucks and the Blazers. They don't have a marquee, really, really tough game for a while. So
well, this is the East. The East is just not as strong as the West.
Yeah. Well, so they better take advantage of that. By the way, this is the key. So here's how you'll know. After like 25 games, if they're not 1 or 2, then I'd be worried because they should be with that schedule. So that's how we'll have to take it.
Yeah, I agree.
Super chat. Let's get to it. Thank you so much, Alan Tran. Great to see you, Alan. Thank you for the generous super chat. Detroit is one piece away from being Eastern Conference Finals regulars. They need to make a big move. Cade, Osar, and Duran are keeps. Trade Ivy, Holland, and picks for Lowry. Ooh.
Would Utah do that though? I mean, I think that's a perfect fit for Detroit. Obviously.
Yeah. I mean, Utah probably wants picks. And
Danny Ainge don't play around. I don't know if he's taking Ron Holland Jr. for or he marketed.
Hey, Ron Holland Jr. ain't shy.
No, he's a good player, but like Lowry's a difference maker. I mean, he's an all-star.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but then does Lowry work with if you still have Tobias? Like that's an interesting,
do you trade Tobias to Utah? What does Tobias do for them?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, he might be at a different, wrong timeline for them. So that's interesting. I mean, Tobias would be the guy you want to throw on like a really good team that needs one extra piece too. He'd be a great guy off the bench on a good team, and be able to just play smart and
like the Knicks. He'd be good for the Knicks for depth.
Knicks could be good. I mean, maybe like Lakers.
Miami.
Yeah. There's a couple of good places there. But I mean, he's starting, he's playing, and he'll get his 3-point shooting back in order. He's better than what he's been showing so far. So we'll see. But it's a weird roster. I think that a move would probably be necessary here. So keep your eye on that. I haven't heard anything. Have you?
I have not heard anything, but I have heard Lowry buzz to Detroit for a while now. Because it's a seamless fit on the Detroit side of things.
Yeah, I mean, listen, everybody wants Lowry. Everybody, he fits everywhere.
Big
shoots,
but especially with Cade when you need that spacing,
Yeah,
and then you got Duran, who's not a spacer, so you need even more spacing now.
Right, spacing is the name of the game in the modern game. You got to have it, and it's not easy when you don't. All right, well, let's talk about the Mavericks for a second because. You had a spicy take in the text chain as we were getting ready for the show.
Yeah, I mean, from what we're hearing, you hear it from Tim McMahon on his platform. You're hearing it from a lot of different people. I don't think that the governors of the Mavs are very happy with Nico right now. And during that trade, they seem to be fully supportive, even though the fans turned against them. But it seems like the governors are turning against them as well. Yeah,
I mean, it's rough when the public turns against you, you know what I mean? That's when it's tough because
they had to know that though.
Nothing makes sense. There's still stuff we don't know for sure. We can all, sort of pontificate about what happened, and it will probably.
I was thinking about this today. If the Mavs never made another finals, but they had Luka for the next 15 years, it'd be way better off than what they have now. And by the way, he did make the finals, so he probably would make it other finals and probably win a championship on top of that.
I mean, listen, the conspiracy stuff, it does ring. It's compelling. There's this notion of, okay, they trade him, they get the number 1 pick. There's all sorts of weird stuff that are happening. There's something else I'm forgetting now that's related to this.
Well, something with like what the gambling and the casinos and wanting to move the team. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I mean.
But like they're not going to move the team to Vegas because they're going to have an expansion team that LeBron's going to own in Vegas. So then it's like, well, they're going to give the Mavericks to LeBron, but no, I think LeBron wants a franchise, and I think he wants it in Vegas, and if he wants it, that's what's going to happen. So that doesn't, so then, okay, to spite the NBA, they're going to like trade Luka, we'll show you.
I mean, doesn't that also bring down the value of your whole franchise too? Like just the way the team is currently constructed?
Yeah, and it's possible they don't care. They're that wealthy that they don't care,
Okay. I respect it.
Or they want to move the team, and that's what you do. You create, you make yourself a pariah, and then it's easier to move. I listen. It's not a lot makes sense, but it certainly adds fuel to whatever happened that doesn't quite.
They're at the point where they should just take a few steps backwards to eventually take steps forward. Just build around Cooper. Like, I don't know what Anthony Davis trade value is, but that's the direction you got to go in. Like, just to get the best version of Cooper, because they're not winning a chance. Like, Nico said there's a window. I mean, they're in that second year of that so-called window after they traded Luka, but
that was just him trying to save face, I think, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, there is no window, so you might as well just rebuild at this point. Destroy and rebuild. I mean, Nas has a song on one of his albums called "Destroy and Rebuild," and that's what the Mavericks should do right now.
Yeah,
destroy and rebuild.
Right. I mean, because Cooper Flag, he's averaging 14 a game, and he's shooting 40% from the field, 27 from three. And I went through a bunch of Mavericks half-court offense just to kind of look, even against like the Wizards this last game. And they have a problem. And the problem is that none of these guys can score. None of these guys can finish. Now we've seen like PJ Washington be good, and we've seen, other players alongside Luka be good. And that tells you how good Luka is, right? He makes those players much better. And without him, it's ugly, man. Their offensive rating is terrible, and their effective field goal percentage is terrible, and they just can't finish. And it's like, how many times are you going to see, Max Christie go in the basket and missing layups? It's really hard. And so they're in that situation now where it's like when you start 3-7 on a season, like you're not making the playoffs. It's over. I don't think any team's ever done that, right? Like it's pretty much mathematically over for a team. You know what I mean?
Well, especially when your two best players aren't available.
Right. And you're in the West. Like it's just
and you're in the West
late.
Yeah.
So whatever time
and Clay is struggling.
Yeah. Well, listen, with Kyrie out there healthy and AD and all those guys healthy, like, we were pretending that, this might actually be a pretty good team, but it would have to be perfect. And then they can't afford to have, people like Kyrie out. And we knew Kyrie was going to be out. So it's without him. And by the way, I'm not sure how much better Kyrie makes everybody. Like where they are now. I mean, he's going to give them
I mean, he would help them, obviously.
Obviously, he would help them, but it's a tough haul with the roster, the rest of the roster they have. So, I don't know. So it's over this year. I would have to tell them it's over. And then if that public opinion continues to crumble, I don't think Nico has any popularity. So that's tough when you can't afford to have fans turn on you as a franchise. It might take 10 years to get them back, and they don't want to risk that.
They really messed up that franchise, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. Around and find out, I guess.
Yeah.
Now you could say the same thing about the Sixers, right? Oh, they after and look what they did, and they got it turned around, and the fans came back, right?
Yeah, I don't think anything the Sixers did was malpractice, though, like with the Mavericks.
Well, I mean, right. They didn't make a trade like that, but they were taking and on purpose, and it was years and the culture and the whole thing. And
OKC did the same thing, right?
OKC did. You're right. Pokusevski era.
Even before him, I think they were like doing the rebuild thing.
That is true. It wasn't as long as even like it was probably like a 2.5 years, 3 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of got Chet and they started turning it around. But the thing with OKC is that they're pretty good with their picks. They're nailing the picks for years and years and years.
They draft well for sure.
AJ Mitchell. I want to do a video on him. Is anyone going to watch that though? Maybe if it's a mystery title. This player will makes them unfair. I don't know, something like that. No, you're not gripped. AJ Mitchell, bad man.
Who's the most underrated player in the NBA? Is that a good video?
Yeah, that might be AJ Mitchell.
Yep,
he's not the guy that they plug him in there, and he played last year a little bit too, and he showed that he's under control. He's just solid, makes the right decisions, can finish, can shoot, can pass.
Yeah, I agree with you. You can't coast on that team either because somebody's going to take your minutes if you do.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the other crazy thing. And listen, the way they play defense, I'm still seeing people complaining about their defense. It's insane.
OKC defense
out there, and it's like, what are you talking about?
Their defense is incredible.
I know. It's exactly the way any coach would ever teach you how to play defense. Show your chest, body them up. You don't let cutters get through the lane.
I mean,
Perfect.
Isaiah Joe is not like known to be a defender, but man, he plays hard every single possession. And that's the whole line of guys. Like, obviously, you know what you're going to get from Dort, and you know Chet's a great defender, and SGA is known as a two-way player, even though he's a little overrated defensively, but that's another topic for another day. But they're amazing defensively as a team, as a unit.
I mean, amazing. And they have length, they have height, they have
energy. Don't give up plays. They obviously have Caruso, who's amazing defender. Yeah. They're tough.
So the question is like, I mean, so what is it? What are they doing that gets professionals to give out that much energy on defense in the middle, early in the season when you don't normally see that? It's something worthy of finding out. And
what's their sorry to cut you off. What's their problem with the OKC Thunder defense? I'm interested.
They think that they're hacking everybody.
Whatever, man.
Yeah. It's like, all right, if you think they're hacking, and then you can't get away with it because it's this weird, childish, like, well, Shea gets every call, and then they don't call anything on them on the other side. And if you try to say, well, Shea, they're fouling him, and they're like, yeah, but we don't like that his head snaps back then. We don't like that he falls down. So it's like, by the way, we're now moving to that point. So Shea is going to get to that point eventually where they're not going to complain about the foul calls, because they're legit foul calls, but they're going to start just focusing on the head and the flailing and the stuff like that. Which, by the way, I get that. And Harden stopped. Remember how Harden used to snap his head back every time the guy got near him? And I always thought that was a problem. Like it would cause you.
That's dizzy. That's a European player thing.
Is
like,
it?
They all do. Like they'll do that just if somebody's pressuring them, and they're
yeah, right.
Yeah.
My best friend in high school and he was a great player, and he would do that, and we hated it. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so I get it. I get that reaction to some degree, but so the question then is maybe SGA can tone that down a little bit more, and then it'll just dissipate, and no one will be angry at him anymore, and we'll be beyond that because no one's angry at Harden anymore. People were the Harden thing, the step back thing about traveling. That was like people were livid and beside themselves for like a year and a half. Now everybody just shoots it. Pick up, high school, college, it doesn't matter. Everyone loves that shot now, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's not a travel. The step through thing is interesting too. I don't know if you're familiar at all with like the YouTube one-on-one space, but it's getting bigger and bigger. It's your guy Devin Lab is a big part of it.
Yeah, I've seen it. And then
so like they're doing like obviously in one-on-one you have to be able to make tough shots, but some of the stuff they're doing with the step throughs.
Yeah.
Like it's interesting, it's interesting stuff.
Well, and I teach that to the 11, 12, 13-year-olds too. Because like you get stuck in the lane, pick up a dribble, and you're kind of like pivoting. You can step out onto the other foot and jump. And that's a huge advantage in where you would have just thrown it over your head and like
they'll dribble full speed to the right and do like a pump fake, like at the 3-point line, and like kind of step through it, almost get a layup,
Oh wow. All right. I want you to send me a clip of that.
Ask Dev about that. He'll show you. Yeah.
For sure I will. And if you haven't seen it, Dev came on the show. And we went over that Giannis.
I didn't see it.
Floating.
I didn't. I got to check it out. Yeah, I didn't see it.
Check that out. It was a really good one. And maybe the title was bad because people were like, I don't want to watch it. But it's important to understand the rules. You know what I mean? It's like maybe you won't be so angry at the game and want to turn it off, like we keep seeing like on the Twitter side. Which again, Twitter is a whole other ecosystem, right? So I probably shouldn't assign the general NBA basketball fan feeling from what we see on Twitter. But it's been an awful place, on Twitter recently, at least for me. And it's like, I'm just like patient, and it gets worse and worse. The more patient you are. Like,
come over to Instagram.
Yeah. I got to stick more on Instagram. Maybe like TikTok. Maybe I'll try TikTok.
TikTok's cool.
Yeah. All right. What else do we want to talk about? There was somebody else, Reed Shepherd.
The whole Rockets. I mean, they're interesting. I mean, Kevin Durant hasn't quite looked like Kevin Durant through the course of the first 7-8 games. He's very good. He's still 25 points a game, but he looked like Kevin Durant last night. And then Alfred Şengün just took over the game with that and one on Giannis. He blew by Giannis twice in the backcourt. It was funny.
That was weird. And then Giannis was like almost. It just looked weird to me because he was picking him up full court, right? And the way he was kind of reaching was like, I want.
Well, I think Giannis was frustrated.
Yeah, that's what it was like. I think he was just frustrated. I'm just gonna reach and get beat. Like
By the way, Giannis is different, man. That guy's dominant, man. Dominant. But with the Rockets, Reed Shepherd, really good minutes. He could always get a shot up. He made a nice assist where he dove on defense and threw it ahead. I think he dropped 16 points. That's why we cannot overreact to one game, Coach Nick. We cannot overreact. He didn't come out strong versus OKC that first game, but he's starting to show what he could do.
Right. And again, we got to monitor the targeting on when he's on defense, but they're so good defensively they can cover that. I'm sure they can get a couple tweaks and make that go away. The thing with him, like, so mid-range, midi-game is great. Like, it's always been great. That's not been an issue ever for him in the NBA level. Even he's been able to pull from 15, 18 feet and hit that off the dribble. Like, I never had a problem with that. The problem I had with him, I thought, when he wasn't ready, was like anything near the rim, and he's kind of cut a lot of that out. Right, he's not really going to the rim. That's why the middies are important. But the 3-point shooting is a lot better all of a sudden. And I'm looking at it in the they're open shots. He's got a lot of space because of the other players on his team are causing so much gravity for him, that was the point, right? He was going to be able to do that.
40,
so
yeah.
I'm thinking that, this could be sustainable. I just feel like there's an energy transfer thing that makes me wonder a little bit. Like, he seems like he's trying to find power, or he needs to find power in ways that, like, look like he's got to push it a little bit.
I mean, the numbers are the numbers. I mean, he shot 50% in college from three. I know it's a shorter line, but this season he was 45% from three going into this game, and he went 4 for 6 this game. So.
Yeah, he's at 48% on 5 attempts per game in 22 minutes. So it's like, now he's not going to, I don't think, sustain that in theory, but the reason why he has a shot at it is because, like, the way he plays when he's playing off of Şengün, he's going to play off of KD, which I'm looking at the lineup of the minutes, how they line up. I don't know if he's getting a lot of minutes alongside KD. I got to look at that a little more carefully. But if he can, then yes, he should get plenty of open looks, and that's going to be helpful, because he does look like he's trying to find some extra power somewhere in the rhythm, as I'm looking at when he's straightening his knees and stuff like that, which is not like effortless, which I would like to see it, but he's figured some things out, and he's got it calibrated really well right now.
Yeah, I told you he's the next Nash. I tried to tell you, Coach Nick.
Exactly. Let's see. Hey, you're getting a nice something like this. I used to be a fan of this channel. So somebody likes you, but they don't like me.
What'd they say?
I don't know. He says the dude in the hoodie understands basketball. I think you're the guy in the hoodie, right? Like saying we lost Beasley, a major loss. Oh, maybe he's being facetious. Maybe he doesn't like you. But that's it. Beasley would be good.
You know what? Either way is cool with me. If they love me, if they hate me, it's cool with me.
But yeah. Anyway, and by the way, so when what Duncan Robinson brings offensively can balance whatever he might be giving up defensively, which is good. He spreads the floor.
Are we going to see bubble? Are we going to see bubble Duncan though? That's what I want to know. Are we going to see bubble Duncan?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, listen, that if there was he was created for the bubble.
Yes. Bubble Murray, remember Bubble? Bubble. Who was it? Warren. TJ Warren.
Yeah.
Bubble TJ Warren.
Pacers? Where was he? Where was he with?
Yeah, I think he was with the Pacers then.
And yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And there's a few more too. I'm trying to think. But and then we're watching D'Lo over on the Mavericks and it's just like, again, that there's a reason why they're struggling a lot and the ball isn't moving. It's not like they're not finishing. It's ugly on that end.
Have you been paying attention to Russell Westbrook?
So Russ has got some good numbers. They benched him though, right? They brought him off the bench and play a lot of minutes the last game, and everyone seems to be upset about that. And I get it. I just feel like I don't know what the Kings are doing anyway. So it's like, par for the course. But from my seeing the turnovers from Russ, I could kind of see why Doug Christie would be like, yeah, maybe we'll just pair a few of these minutes off of here, right? And what's been the case for Russ in the last 5-6 years is that, like, the optimal amount of minutes for him is around that 20-minute mark, right? And that way you can kind of cleave off a couple extra minutes where he'll throw the ball, he'll do some astoundingly strange things and get like the best version you can of him. But he's been playing well. I mean, the 3-point shooting is good. They're leaving him open. He's wide open, so that makes sense to me. Why he'd be shooting like that well. But
Zach LaVine's still a bucket, right?
Zach LaVine is still a bucket. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting about Zach LaVine, but that might be a conversation for another day because I know we're getting close to the end of the show. Yeah. Does Zach LaVine contribute to a winning?
He did with the Bulls when Lonzo was there, but Lonzo was the driver of winning to me, and Caruso. But he's super talented. I mean, if you harness that in the right way, he can be. He can be.
I mean, in a certain situation with the other people around him, whatever. He's not the guy to lead that.
No. I mean, here's a thought exercise I was thinking about today before we end off. I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah. Who
do you think could get closest to prime level in the playoffs this upcoming postseason? Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, or LeBron James?
Steph.
I agree. I think that's right.
The way he's moving now. Now that said, you know, at that age, you could be coming in fresh, and then by the end of the season, it's a steeper decline. But what I'm thinking now is, yeah, the way Curry's been moving, I would think he'd have the best chance to recreate his prime. You know, Durant is so steady though. It's like, right, like he's just
it's
close to being what he's been.
It's like even when I said like he didn't look quite like Kevin Durant yet, they're winning and he's getting. It seems like he's like slowly getting back into it. So it could be like a rev up where all of a sudden we're in the middle of the season and he's dropping 35 easily again. You know? So,
yeah. And LeBron, you know, we don't know yet. We haven't seen him. And by the way, we're getting magically close to him coming back after 15 exact games.
So what is that? So tell me more about this.
I don't know, but I think we might have to. Should I even do this here?
Go ahead.
Just for the end. We'll save the last minute of the show. We might have to come to terms with the fact that maybe LeBron is not injured as much as he's in having to sit out. That's my conspiracy theory right now. And if he comes back after missing exactly 15 games, then that's
why. What's the big 15 number?
Well, like, you know, as if there was a fixed number of games that he was going to be compelled to not play in to start the season because of something perhaps that happened off court.
Okay, I don't know.
You know, and listen, I'm completely way ahead of my skis, and I shouldn't be even, you know, whatever. But I like conspiracy theories, so that's my conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy theories do well in content. So,
anyone want to weigh in on the content on the comments for that one? Because
you're still saying somewhat vague, Coach Nick. So I don't know.
I guess that's what I'm going to ride the vagueness. I'm not going to really say why I think maybe this is happening, but I think we all can figure it out.
Okay. Some people are saying they're better without LeBron, though. I don't know about that one.
Are the Lakers better without LeBron?
That's what people are saying. Some people.
You know,
I had my guy Dana Barros on the show. He didn't agree with that. He thinks like over the long run, they're definitely better with LeBron. And I tend to agree. I guess some people are also saying that that they should trade him.
Yeah, I mean, they're thinking, you know, trade him back to Dallas. You can hang out with with AD, and then, you know, whatever. But I mean, like, what minutes does he take? He takes Rui's minutes. He'll take Larabia's minutes. And if he does that, then are they better? Like, yeah, probably, you know, I mean, him absorbing most of Larabia's minutes, he'll be better.
He was all NBA just last year, right? Wasn't he all NBA second team?
Was he?
I think so.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, he'll put up numbers. He's good. Yeah, he will make him better.
He's good. That's a good take, Coach Nick. LeBron James, he's good.
Yeah, put him in a t-shirt. Yeah, we'll see. All right. Well, listen. Well, I know we got to wrap this up. So, Combo, thanks for being sorry for starting late, but I'm glad we could chop it up a little bit. And
I think that was an excellent show, actually.
Yeah, as always, they're always excellent. So,
shouts to Eric from the gym. He came up to me. He's like, "Yeah, it actually happens a lot. Like, yeah, like you and Coach Nick are great. You know, you're all that good stuff. You know."
Oh yeah, I have a new best friend last night who was like, I went to a show in the theater, and he goes like, "Yeah, you look familiar. You look like an actor." I'm like, "No." And then someone's like, "Well, do you watch videos?" And he goes, "Yes." And then we ended up having the most amazing conversation.
When you've been doing it for as long as you've been doing it and putting up the numbers you have over that amount of time, I mean, you become recognizable, you know?
Yeah. It happens. Chipotle. People recognize me in Chipotle. It's amazing.
Yeah, everywhere. I was going into a sneaker store. They were like, "Wait, how's the highlights?"
Oh, yeah, right. Well, hey,
so it's like, it's B-Ball Breakdowns, House of Highlights, it's Combos Court, it's Instagram. It's like,
yeah.
Now we just got to put it all together, Coach Nick.
Commercials, advertising.
Commercials. We do it all here, Coach Nick.
What was the commercial you were just in?
It was for your party on the politics side, even though I didn't really know that much about it. Oh, the other one with Blake and
you just filmed one, you said.
Oh yeah, well the other one was FanDuel.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah,
we'll see in the NBA games, probably, right?
Like it'll come on soon. It's Thanksgiving based, so it should come on soon.
Oh, awesome, love it. Yeah. All right, we'll keep our eyes out for that, and everything else you're doing out there, which is awesome work. Thank you all for being a part of the show today, and don't forget, sports fans, at B-Ball Breakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in? Are you in, Combo?
Yes, sir. All day, every day, we are here